Hey everybody, this week we're talking about identity versus responsibility. Now, I have a history of success with building teams and culture and community. In fact, I have a history of taking things from nothing or taking things from dysfunction and creating something successful that works, and sometimes it's beautiful. Now, I am a good leader, but I'm also able to gather a crowd, and I'm able to build systems and strategies to accomplish vision and goals. I lead with clarity, and I see superpowers in people that otherwise feel powerless. Now, as much as I would love to be able to take credit for everything, I can't. The secret sauce in this is that I've worked for leaders that were absolutely amazing leaders. This experience has been priceless for me, and I don't take it for granted. Now, the leaders that I've worked for, they did these two things really well, and I believe that these two things can be the difference maker on any team. The first thing is that they gave me undeniable support when it came to me gathering a crowd. Now, they might have felt insecure or intimidated at times that I was building something, but they never showed it. In fact, they supported me and they trusted me. Leaders, evaluate yourself on this, is that if you can't trust your team, you can't build. If you are worried that people will like your team member more than they're going to like you, so you end up limiting their visibility, you're not going to grow. The second thing they did really well is that they gave me the resources and the support to do it well. And I'm so appreciative that my senior leaders generously gave me resources to be able to do my job. I know that I earned that, but I also know that this was a sign of trust. So I wasn't entitled to this, and I didn't deserve it. So on that note, there is a certain level of abuse that happens in leadership when we have high expectations on teams and team members, but we don't have the resources or support to actually justify this expectation. There's a balance to this. Now, there are two totally different angles, but they're of equal importance that I want to make sure that we talk about. Now, the first thing is this, is that if you're leading a team and are experiencing growth and success, be a good steward of that positivity. Be appreciative that somebody has empowered you and you're able to run with it, you're able to go with it. The second thing is that if you aren't building well, if you have stalled out, look at these two things. Number one is, are you gathering a crowd with vision and purpose? If you can't gather a crowd, you'll eventually have no one to develop. If you have the responsibility to be a leader, but you make it all about you, you are not a leader. Number two is this. Are you developing leaders, and do you have a system for it? After you gather a crowd, what's next? Have you created an engine, a culture, a community that develops the best versions of people? If you have, then this will create life, excitement, anticipation, and passion for what you're doing. Now, if you are a senior leader on a team and you find yourself frustrated and concerned over the results of a specific team member, ask yourself these two things. Number one, have you clearly empowered them to build? Have you allowed your insecurities to put an unintentional ceiling over your staff? Have you limited visibility and influence because of your insecurity? Are you lost in the identity of your position? Are you being responsible for your team? You can't have both. There is a huge difference between being responsible for something versus just holding a title and holding authority. Until next time, have a great week.